to interrupt you right now. Richard Hack, thank you very much. We appreciate the book is called Hughes. We want to go live right now and show you a picture of the World Trade Center where I understand, do we have it? No, we do not. We have a breaking story, though. We're going to come back with that in just a moment. First, this is Today on NBC.
We have a breaking news story to tell you about. Apparently, a plane has just crashed into the World Trade Center here in New York City. It happened just a few moments ago, apparently. We have very little information available at this point in time, but on the phone, we do have Jennifer Oberstein, who apparently witnessed this event. Jennifer, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, can you please tell me what you saw and to give me any information about what's going on there?
Yes, I have to tell it's quite terrifying. I'm in shock right now. I came out of the subway at Bowling Green. I was heading to work in Battery Park at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and I come out, and I heard a boom, looked up, and there was a big ball of fire. I'm now looking north at the World Trade Center, and it is the West Twin Towers. I'm looking north. I'm in Battery Park right now, and you can hear the fire engines and the emergency crews behind me, and it is unbelievable. When the fire first burst, it was a hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
In air like I've never seen before. And I you know, I used to work in news. I've never seen any fire like this in the air. And the pieces of the building were flying down. It looks like it's like the top, I can't even tell you, maybe 20 floors. Intense smoke. It's horrible. I can't even describe it.
Do you have any idea what kind of plane it was?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any idea what hit the World Trade Center?
What it was?
Yeah, what kind of plane? We're getting reports that an airplane hit the building.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Honestly, I was walking up and it looked up and saw a big boom and fire. You know, I gotta tell you, we were all saying around here that it was very interesting that it would be a bomb and it would be so high up. So perhaps it was a plane. We have no talk of a plane. However, I have to tell you, there are still things flying in the air.
And there you have it, the sounds of 23 years ago. God bless everybody. That day, those victims, the heroes. Nobody knew what was going on that morning. But and what are you doing? Terrible, terrible. I remember talking to my dad. And the first thing he said, Dindu, we've been kamikazed again. I said, huh? We've been kamikazed. We've been Pearl Harbored again. Oh, this kiddo. Wow. My dad used to say that all the time. How they forgot about Pearl Harbor. How they forgot about Pearl. Please don't ever forget about 9/11. Oh. Okay, come on. Okay. Ready? Right, no, your ear. Oh, I got you a good boo-boo-ba-ba. Ready? Okay. Go. Loves his pizzle sticks. Oh. Yeah, so I guess we all remember, who's old enough, and remember what we were doing on that day and everything that was going on and what transpired afterwards. And, you know, it don't take much to recognize and learn on what happened afterwards. I'm sorry. 23 years later, you listen to the memorials and you hear these families, you know, and things we have no clue thinking about, a lot of us. And, you know, like, Dad, we still have your slippers under the bed. I don't know. All right, let me say hello. You know, things like that. Zip, Krumel, General Krumel. don't start with me. Big Bones. MRE. Nikki baby, what are you doing? Deborah Roberts is in the building. Dave T, my brother. Never forget James Simpson. Martha Fowler, how are you, love? Okay, give me a second. Joe Delamura. Kumba. All right. Let me get into all chat. Let me get this train wreck ready. Busy all day. Hey, come on. Hang on a second. I'm going to drop the link so I don't forget. Yeah, so things like that. I got a couple. I was saying yesterday, I have a beautiful picture. I have a statue. I have this and that. And it's the images and memories we have, that go along with all this stuff. And I pulled up a couple pictures that just dwell in my mind, pictures you'll never forget from that day. And I want to make this fast. I'm sorry, I should have downloaded these. It's a fireman. He has not only one, but 3 oxygen tanks, 2 hoses already put together, and it has please don't freeze on me. Where his knees are buckling in, and you don't realize how heavy and the weight that fireman is carrying up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At that moment. I mean, 3 oxygen bottles, 2 hoses, and he's going up hundreds of stairs in his head. That's his job. There's people in this building. I got to get these people. I got to get water up to them. He's not even thinking what's in front of him, except for just free air where he can just walk. I mean, a picture. I want to get that. And this picture, real fast. The dust lady. R.I.P. Dust. She was covered in so much dust that it was impossible not to die from that dust. Just look at her. The dust was plastered on her. And this one, the last boat, this one, I don't have no words to describe, but just imagine being by one of them windows. The thoughts going through your head, the this, the that, the this, the that, the that, the this. Vito's waiting for me. I got to get home to my family. That picture. The falling man.
Can you lower it a little, Dindu?
How's that?
The falling man. The guy falling out of the window, correct? Oh, yes. I see it perfectly now. Yep, I remember this. Did they ever find out who he was?
MRE, I kind of watched the documentaries on that and this and that, and a lot of people say he was a waiter up on the top floor's restaurant.
Oh, and I'm surprised. No,
a waiter suit on. It looked like all that. So,
gotcha. I'm shocked that no family members ever recognized anything. Oh, it's hard to recognize somebody falling from a building.
There was a couple. I think there was one family that claimed that.
Oh, really?
His name is in there and everything. They said He was a waiter up on that top floor in a restaurant up there. So
Yeah, that was a terrible day, and God bless those firemen.
yes.
We have one of them that come out that watch these shows. The guy, I think his name's Ladybug and Brooklyn Bug and Ladybug or something like. He was a firefighter, a first responder who got very sick from
Okay.
being a first responder.
Right.
So a lot of those guys suffered. I remember 2004, I watched a little quick documentary on the news of all the firemen and first responders who were throwing up mud and were deathly sick. It's terrible.
Well,
Yeah, everybody remembers that. I was going to say hi to BK Skip, and everybody remembers that day, especially people that live around our region of the country.
Right. And
Never mind you New
you gotta remember,
Yorkers.
that was a lot of poison. That was the worst stuff you could inhale, you could swallow. Not only were you inhaling asbestos dust, you had hazardous waste, hazardous contaminants, jet fuel. You had all kinds of stuff like that. Terrible. Once things start burning, once things start crumbling and crushing, that's when it becomes friable. Friable means you inhale it, you eat it. That's the worst thing you could do around contaminants.
Well, you know construction very well, right? You know all that stuff.
Yep. I mean, that's how I know. I mean, I look at that lady, the dust lady, and that's all I could. I'm like this, because I would never. I protect myself from dust. You know, that's one thing we do. We don't want to breathe dust. We don't want it on our skin. We don't want nothing. But imagine that morning. Imagine
that day
morning.
they couldn't. All them people, they had no idea that stuff was coming.
Well, you got to remember, you want to save your life. You want to. I mean, you're not thinking of PPE, personal protection equipment. You're not thinking what you're breathing in or what you're inhaling. The only thing on your mind is living, getting out, trying to survive. You're not thinking all that stuff. Not at all. Your adrenaline
That must have been
high.
terrifying.
Go.
What were you guys doing that day, Tommy and BK, the day that you heard about it or seen it?
Sticks. Hey,
I was right where I was about 10 minutes ago working with an engineer who turned to me and said, my daughter just called. She's in the World Trade Center. They just got hit by a plane and I'm going to leave. So the engineer left. The daughter survived. And that was in between the first one hitting and the second one hitting. And I was glued to 10-10 wins from that point on. And I'm in the view of the skyline every day, all day. So I just went outside, went a couple blocks over and watched it all happen.
Wow.
And hold on, if you guys give me about 10 minutes, if you guys are still on, I'm going to take you to the memorial that's in the area here with a bird's eye view. They have the steel from the buildings. They have a mural for the dog rescues. They have everything there. I'll show you hats and everything. Yeah. If you're still on in about 10 minutes. I'll hang out in the background here. And Skip, do your thing. Skip has a crazy story.
Skip has a great story.
I'm gonna mute myself, and when I get to this place, I'll try and pop.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute also while BK talks.
All right. Yeah,
cool.
Listen, BK's got a great story. You're gonna love this. Go ahead, BK.
Well, what's up, MRE and Tommy and Dee? Thank you. I kind of gave a little bit of it this morning on my live, but I'll give you the kind of the quick story, so to speak. If any sort of details or whatever, we can go back and discuss. But otherwise, this story can go on for about 3 days. So anyway, I was in high school. I was going to Xavier High School, which is in Manhattan. So as everyone knows, the World Trade Center is also in Manhattan, they being downtown. I was in Chelsea, so I was on 16th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues in high school. Happened to be a biology lab day. So first 2 periods, I was in biology lab. Because of that, we had a TV in the classroom. And the biology teacher was a young gentleman. He was also the baseball coach, so he was, a cool guy. So we're in biology lab. It's 8:50, 9, almost 9 o'clock in the morning, and the headmaster of the school comes on, Father Santamino, and he makes an announcement. Makes an announcement that a plane has hit the World Trade Center by accident, because that's what was assumed had happened at that time.
Right.
A plane hit the World Trade Center by accident. If you have any parents that work downtown, please come down to the office. So sure enough, a kid named Connie Economos stood up. He said, "Oh crap, my dad's in that building." He left the classroom. Long story short on that, his dad had passed away. That was one casualty. Another casualty from the school was the assistant headmaster. His son also was a graduate of the school, also passed away. So needless to say, now we're sitting in high school. We're in Manhattan now. We're in the city. Most of the people that go to my high school live in Brooklyn, so we have to figure out a way. We don't really know what's going on. The teacher turns on the TV, so now it turns into second period, but we're still in the same classroom, and my class is witnessing this all happen on television. No one else in the school really knows what's going on because they're not watching TV. They're not getting updates on the phone. We're watching it on the TV. Again, we're on 16th Street. We're not that far away. We're in Manhattan. We know what's going on now. We change classes. I'll never forget, we go to third period. Miss Gibson, sit down. She gives us a quiz. She's like, life's got to go on. We can't think about what's going on outside, 3 blocks away or whatever. We got to take a quiz. The Father Santamino comes back onto the loudspeaker now. Now we're talking maybe around 11:30, maybe around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And he makes the announcement that there is an ongoing, the country's under attack. My high school is a JROTC school. My high school was founded in 1847. So it's been around since World War I, World War II, all the different wars. My high school has a fallout shelter in its basement, a Cold War era fallout shelter with ammunition, with rations, and the whole 9 yards. So it became serious to us when right around that time, maybe 11:45 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon, the headmaster comes on and says, we're under attack. You guys are safe in this building. No one is leaving this building. Not one person's leaving this building. But don't worry, because we have enough food and rations to last us for a few months. So now everyone's like, all right, I guess we're stuck here. At that moment there, we were stuck in that school. No one was leaving that school. No one was coming into that school. And they were letting us know that there were plenty of food and water for weeks or months to go in the fallout shelter. Okay, this is great. Fast forward now, maybe another hour or so. Maybe now we're approaching the 1 o'clock in the afternoon time frame. The headmaster comes back on, makes another announcement, and says that it seems that the attack is over. It seems like, the area is secure, using military jargon, of course, because it was an ROTC school. Seems like all the targets were neutralized, whatever. We will start releasing students, but you must be released to a parent that comes and picks you up. So now, a lot of us, you can't get in Manhattan, can't get out into Brooklyn. A year prior to this, my father had a massive stroke at the age of 42 years old. He survived, he lived, he's still alive to this day, but he was incapacitated at the moment, and my family was kind of preoccupied with that at the moment. So there was no way in hell that they were going to be able to come pick me up from school in Manhattan. Let me fast forward. Very, very good friends of my parents, the Villanis from Gravesend, Brooklyn, knew that I was in high school with their kid, knew what was going on with my father. Everyone in Gravesend knew what was going on. My father's very involved with the athletic program there and the church. So they reached out and said, hey, how are you going to get Mike home? How's he getting home? And my mother was like, I don't know. I don't know. So she said, okay, Big Frank Villani He's gonna go. He's gonna walk from over the bridge. He's gonna go pick up Frankie. Call the school, tell them to release Mike to Frankie, and the Frankies will walk home together to Brooklyn. So my mother said, okay. So my mother called the school, said, hey, this guy's coming. Release my son to the guy. They said, no problem. My mother explained the situation. Okay, fine. Sure enough, a few hours later we get now they're announcing names for kids as the parents are coming to pick them up. Hey, Joe Schmo, come down. This person, come down. That person, come down. All of a sudden, now again, I don't know any of this is going on. All I know is that my father is, disabled, not moving anywhere. My mother doesn't drive. There's no way she's coming. I don't know what's going on. So all of a sudden, the announcement comes over. Frank Villani, Mike, come down to the office. So I'm like, okay. Sure enough, this guy got there, and let me tell you, he was covered in that white dust that, all over him, which eventually I was covered in, because from that point now, he picked us up and we walked, Dean Do, and anyone from the area will know the distance, from Chelsea, from 16th Street, we walked people on the road. As we were walking town, everyone in town was walking down. It was like Land of the Walking Dead. Everyone had all that soot all over them. Everyone was miserable. It was the smell of that soot, that white stuff all over. It was a combination of electrical fire and death, quite frankly. Just death, like maggots, death, and electrical fire. That's what it smelled like. So we're walking down towards the Trade Center. People are walking up towards us. We're walking down Fifth Avenue. And I said it today on my show, it was so eerily quiet. There were no taxi cabs on the road.
Right.
Taxi cabs dispersed. They were gone. Not one yellow taxi cab, not one, and then no cars on the road. There were no cars on the road by the time I left by the time we left the school. Everyone was just walking in the middle of the street. It was like a full-on block party. It was nuts, but it was eerily quiet, and there was so many rumors going around. So many rumors that the Empire State Building was next. There were rumors that they were gonna hit the Manhattan Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge as the people were walking over it. So as people are going to walk over, and there's thousands of people walking over, and everyone thought there was a plane coming for it. People thought there were planes coming for the Empire State Building. I thought a plane hit Disney World. That was a big rumor that the Disney World got hit. But
Right.
it was just wild, because no one really knew what was going on. No one really knew if it was over. But you just had thousands and thousands and thousands of people just walking in the streets of Manhattan with no cars on the road, no cars. So we walked all the way downtown, down Fifth Avenue, and then over to Broadway. Once we got to like Canal Street, that's when it really was just you couldn't really see much. There was just people everywhere. Again, people everywhere with that white soot all over them. People with blood all over them.
Freezing up.
Canal Street and Fifth and Broadway was just a disaster. So we continued on. We walked over the Manhattan Bridge. Walking over the Manhattan Bridge was one of the most surreal experiences. It was such a clear blue sky like today. The buildings had fallen already. So when you look to the right, you see the Brooklyn Bridge, and then right behind the Brooklyn Bridge, you were supposed to see two twin towers that were just not there. And I know that sounds just so elementary, but those two towers were the symbol of our city, of our country, of everything we knew. We're walking over the Manhattan Bridge. We look to the right, and they're gone. It's just a plume of smoke, a huge plume of smoke, and there's fighter jets going overhead. You'd see the fighter because it was a clear day. You'd hear them. You wouldn't see them, but then you would see them, and then you would hear them. They were patrolling overhead. It was wild. Walked all the way over the bridge, walked to Bath Beach, Brooklyn. So as Dean Do knows, I told Dean Do, a famous White House in Bath Beach, Brooklyn is where I ended up. And I had to get picked up by car service then from my neighborhood and brought from Bath Beach home. But that was my experience leaving just what was just a normal day in high school. It was the first week of high school. It was the first week of high school. And
You left out the best part. Could I finish the last part where you were?
Go ahead, tell everyone where it was.
For all you, guess where Skipper was dropped off at? You guys are gonna go berserk. I was in shock. Stiggs covers it all the time. Skipper was dropped off at Richie the Boot Boyado's house. That was that kid's family. So imagine a time like that and then being dropped off at somebody's house like that. Talk about a freak accident, Skipper, or once in a lifetime.
It got there, had dinner, of
I
course.
call that history.
Of course, as soon as I walk in the door, there's dinner on dinner. Oh, who wants to eat? What we're gonna eat? What are we eating? We ate, and then we left.
Okay, and that's all Tommy talks about how good he was to the community.
My parents' car service the Bath Beach.
Wow.
The New Yorkers got crazy stories about 9/11. Like that happened in your city, your state, you know?
Right here. Yeah.
It's always
Wait, you walked
fascinating listening to people from New York tell stories about where they were at that time. That was a crazy story. And your school was mad old. Wow. Way back from the Revolution. Before it's older than the country. Literally older than the country.
Yeah, let me just, and you guys take it from here. But yeah, Emery, you're correct. 1847, my high school was founded. You would love the history behind it. It's a Jesuit institution. 1847, whole fallout shelter and the whole nine. I did ROTC. ROTC became optional when I was there, but I actually graduated as a captain in the ROTC. A lot of the people that went to school, because of what happened, up going into the military. A lot went in. A lot ended up doing ROTC in college and going into the military.
The whole generation almost. So many kids from all over the country. Like they were a symbol of America. That's why they hit them. Everybody got amped up. Remember the patriotism? Everybody had a flag, an American flag on their car in my city. Everybody.
Everyone had a flag, yellow ribbons around their trees in the school and all the schools and everywhere. It was amazing. And you know what, too? Those years afterwards, I had to continue commuting into the city. And for those people who know, the Q train goes over the Manhattan Bridge. So the train every day after that had to go over the Manhattan Bridge. It was scary. Not to put it plainly, but leave it at this. New York City, for those years afterwards, felt extremely safe. It kind of felt like if you spit on the ground the wrong way, someone was watching you and you were gonna get in trouble for it. The feeling that kind of came over the city afterwards, in the years after. But yeah, it was wild, and I kind of wish in a way I was a little bit older. I was saying it on my show because I was in between. I knew what was going on, but I think I didn't fear as much because I was a little younger. But yeah, super, super close to home. And I loved those buildings. Like, yeah, those buildings were a symbol, just like I love the skyline now, just like Tommy Stiggs talks about the skyline now. You not only did you kill 3,000 of our people, you literally took out our symbols that we, our symbolism, our buildings, our skyline. You have to be kidding me. But absolutely. And
they were the centers for trade for all people from all countries to trade things and stuff. World Trade Center, all different businesses in there. Yeah, that was, I think all Americans. You know how many kids joined the Army after that from all over the country, man? There was such a spark of patriotism back then. And sadly, they used it against us, but that's another story. But yeah, RIP to all the people who were lost that day and their families.
Oh, wow.
It's just insane.
One other thing, fascinating theme you saw it today when I had mentioned it and then we heard it live. We were listening to 1010 Wins News as it was happening on the news, and they put out an all points bulletin calling in all the firefighters. Yes. So every single firefighter in New York City, whether or not you were active, inactive, retired, a day off on vacation, you were supposed to drop everything and race into New York City. at the precipice of that is where we get the tunnels for towers foundation. That whole
He was listening to when he was listening to. Well, we were listening to on his show this morning.
Yeah, and we heard it. We heard 1010 Win say, "All right, breaking news: FDNY says every single firefighter must report."
Crazy.
Well, here it was. Yo, they're coming after
Can
Niagara
you guys
Falls.
hear me or no?
They're coming after Niagara Falls. They're going to hit the fort, the base. They're going to hit we were going nuts over here after that. That was it. There was a total lockdown over here. And we live only 15 minutes away from there. So
I'm sure it scared a lot of people that live near military facilities or anything like that. People were probably nervous,
Oh, yeah. Plus, and there, Niagara Falls, not only you have our military base, the airport, you have Niagara Falls. That's our power source around the.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So.
Angel, can you hear me or no?
Yeah,
we
can
hear you.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could hear you. Yes, Johnny, everybody was sending help there. And then after that, first.
Yeah, Rhode Island too. We had Rhode Island firefighters that went there also.
I
To help
remember
out.
the construction cleanup. I'd never seen a massive cleanup like that ever before in my life. How they
Yeah,
had
it was
that-
crazy.
Yeah. How
We've
they
seen the
had that
records, so I can just imagine.
They had it all organized, things going to certain places and this and that. It was crazy.
Well, look how much did those buildings weigh, and how much shrapnel, and how much bricks is thrown on the city. That's crazy. That I cannot imagine being there. To me, that would have been like Armageddon. Like that would have been creepy.
No,
Like
but
those
you know
people who seen that and witnessed that that's something they will never, if ever, forget.
No. I'll never forget the truck coming through my house.
Wow, a truck came through your house?
Yeah.
Would they go off the road?
Yes. And, okay. Fast but short. In 2012, 4th of July, I'll never forget. I got home from work. We had dinner. Me and the family. My daughter was staying at her friend's that night. And in a way, if she was home, we might not have got hit because her car would have saved us. But anyways, about 9 o'clock, we were watching Alfred Hitchcock. My wife goes, "Honey, you're out cold." I said, "I'm going to sleep." All right. She went upstairs, and before I could even know it, it was about 9:15. Just got up there, this and that. All of a sudden, I thought, boom! I went, what the fuck? It sounded like a bomb hit my house. So I jumped up, and right behind me here is my door to the washroom and to my storage. So I opened it up. Nothing but smoke. MRE, you had to see it. The wheels were going 50 miles an hour, spinning. I went,
Really? Oh my God. Bro,
Right.
what was that like? Like when you seen that, were you just like, what? Were you just like, what the fuck?
I was in shock,
guys
bro.
hear me?
I was like this. I was like, oh my God. And now I said, Dean, do you have to react? He took out the gas line, the gas meter on the corner of the house. Gas was spewing everywhere, guys.
It could have blown up.
I said, it's going to blow up. I got to get my wife. The first thing, so I turned around. She's at the top of the stairs going, come on. She goes, something hit the house. I said, I know. We got outside. My neighbor, the car was halfway in the house. My neighbor was trying to get him out. He was pinned. He almost cut his head off. So I was so mad. I was like, "Fuck you!" I left them there. You know, I grabbed my wife. You know, by then the cops were there, the fire trucks are on the way, and yeah, he
You don't
couldn't
hear me?
even get out.
Do you hear me or not?
Yeah, we
He
say
couldn't
hear you.
even get
Yeah,
out.
Tommy. Yeah, I hear you now. Yes, I can hear. I
Oh,
see
okay,
that
all right.
thing.
All right, so here's where we're at.
Yeah, hang on. I'm
Okay,
talking. I'm not looking. Here.
I can't.
You are choppy a little. It is breaking up a little, but we could see a monument.
I got bad service over here.
Bet you now, though. You're good now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm good now. Okay. Okay, so this here is that's the Freedom Tower right there. It's very, very, very hard to see. Okay, I'm gonna try and walk around. If I lose you guys, I lose you. This is every name of everybody we have on this side of the Hudson River. Every name. Okay, so right there in front of you is where it is right there. Very hard to see. I'm gonna try and walk around a little bit. If I lose you, I lose you. We're gonna take a shot with this. This is like a once in a lifetime situation here. So I'm gonna
It's a beautiful memorial.
Look at all these names. Look at all
Wow.
these names. My God, look at all these names.
That's a
Okay,
lot
I'm
of.
gonna try and go over here.
Oh wow, that's a nice little memorial right there.
Here is the 343.
Oh, look at that.
Lost. Fire department helmet right there.
Wow.
Police department helmet right there. Now this is a tough one, guys. I'm going to show you because this is heartbreaking to see right here. This is a little girl with her doll that her daddy
Wow.
and this is our eagle right here. This is the eagle, and this is the book. Of
That's
some of the people from
beautiful.
this area that
I
didn't
know.
make it. That's the eagle. Okay. Because that's the eagle right there, and right behind us is the Freedom Tower right there, which is very hard to see.
Right.
I'm going to try and walk around a little bit, guys. I'm going to do the best I can to keep the service. Hopefully, we keep the service.
Well, you've been good so far. At first, it was
All right.
choppy, but you've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
good. That's a
then
beautiful
the name-
marble. That's marble,
name-
right?
Yeah.
It's all marble, and the names extend all the way down here.
I think technically it's granite, but
Well, here that have lost family members there. Here,
Oh,
no.
granite. Okay.
Now, hopefully, you guys can see this one girl. Yeah. Oh, granted. Okay. Hopefully, you guys can see this here. This is incredible. Oh, I hope I don't lose you guys. Before I walk that way, if I do lose you, and I'm going to take a video of this. This is a monument to the dogs that went on site, and they're
Oh,
actually
really?
on steel. They're actually on steel from the Trade Center. This is actual steel from the Trade Center.
Oh,
I
wow.
hope I don't lose you guys. I hope I don't
Yeah,
lose
I
you.
hope not, neither. All right, I
Look at the
see it.
dog.
No, we
Look at the
got you.
dog.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
true. That's actually. This is
Look at
actual
that.
steel and rubble from the towers when they collapsed.
concrete. Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
steel.
Wow. Now that's art, man.
This was part of these people. These people who died with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. What kind of dog is that, Tommy? You chop it up a little. Well, you got we seen the best part.
Hopefully you come back. Am I still here?
Yeah, we
still
can
here,
hear
but-
you
Am
good.
I still here?
There.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay.
It looks like a Labrador,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
These are the
Yeah,
dogs
it looks
and
like a
rescue
lamb.
dogs of 9/11. Okay.
Yeah, they were pulling,
Am I still live?
sniffing
Can
for
you still hear me,
bodies
guys?
under the rubble.
Can
Yeah,
you
we
still
got to
hear
see
me or
it.
no, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Can you
Those
still hear
dogs
me?
we
Let me know.
use this.
Okay.
Yes, we hear you.
350 dogs. They
Wow,
sent
350.
350 dogs in.
Wow,
Mm-hmm. They sent 350
300.
dogs. You know, living here is it's interesting. I don't take this for granted. You know, I guess a lot of people around the country, their thoughts go in and out every day. You know, living here, seeing this basically every day.
No, you're right. you're right. You know, a lot of
Record center
local people
all the time.
don't. They take where they live for granted the history and don't check out their local history. I'm telling you, lots.
I'm all into it, man. I'm really into it.
That's a beautiful park right
I'm gonna
there.
try
That's
and-
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all for this. This whole memorial's for this.
That memorial is
Yeah, I don't-
beautiful.
I'm
I
gonna
love
try and
that
walk a little
eagle.
more if I can. Yeah, it's amazing. It is
Yeah, that
incredible.
eagle was real
Look at that.
badass.
That is.
And that little girl holding a teddy bear for her father that never came home, that was
Yep.
nice. You know, maybe some
I'm
little
gonna
girl
try-
who did lose her dad. You know how many little girls lost their fathers? Maybe they take their kids
Oh, yeah.
there and talk about their dad, you know?
Yup. There's a lot of them, MRE.
Okay, I hope you're still with me.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm walking
orphans.
through, so they put up a. This is all the guys this is all the people from the area that got lost. And they're just looping it
Oh,
through
wow.
all day here. All the people that
All
were
right.
gone from this area.
Oh, all right. Interesting. All right, that's pretty cool, and that's a good thing that their
Yeah, they're-
families can come there and see that. That must be feel good for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look
they've
at all
been in
these
and out of
people.
here all day. So, yeah, they loop this through
People-
all day. They have it going. And tonight in the dark, it's going to be amazing here. It's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine that.
You see
Well,
what
they're
we have
probably
over
going to
here.
have a.
Here, they made a memorial for the flight crew. This is for the flight crew.
Oh.
Wow. Do they have a candle at night? Candle lit
Cap-
thing, Tommy, or no?
This will all be lit up tonight. Yeah, all kinds of candles and stuff. Yep, and services
All
will
right.
be here.
So
Families will
everybody
come
from
here,
that area.
and
So everybody from your area mourns their people there, basically,
oh, yeah,
every
we're still
year.
a generation later. We're still terrible.
Well, that will still affect people for another two. People's grandparents. You know, the stories get passed down. If you're a
Yeah.
kid and you lost a parent, you're telling your kids about it. It's going to be it means something to most people. Never mind somebody who actually lost people in 9/11 or a close family member.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay,
Yeah,
here's,
a lot of
I'm gonna
times
go
some
through
people
these
have
with you real
obsessions.
quick. This is a tree dedicated to Flight 11. So they dedicated trees to each thing. So Flight 11 right there, okay? Flight 77 gets their own tree. This
Which one
is
was
for,
11?
I
I forget. Which plane was that?
don't know which one it was.
I
I don't
think
know.
11 was New York.
Okay. All right. I forget.
This is for One World Trade Center, this tree.
All right.
This one is for what did it say here? At the Pentagon. This is the Pentagon's tree.
Okay.
This is Flight 175. Yeah, I don't know all the flight numbers and everything.
175 was Washington, I think.
Okay. Flight 93. They just and this is for Two World Trade Center.
When did they make this park?
Maybe around 15 years or so.
Okay. All
15
right.
years. We started getting metal here. We started getting this steel. There's a few memorials around the area. So I would say, remember they put everything in for investigations and forensics and all that other shit. So it took a long time to get everything together. So they tried to use steel from there, melt it down, and recreate it into some of these things. It took years to do.
I can imagine. Yeah, look how beautiful that is. That eagle, the wings all spread.
And he's holding the light. Now this light will light up later.
Those are amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Where do you think they crafted them?
I don't know. Maybe local.
That's a good question.
Local places.
Oh, look
That's
at that
Manhattan
view.
back there. That's very hard to see, but that's Manhattan back there.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's
It's
the
far
free-
away, but
Yeah, it's far away. That's the Freedom, because it's not really a clear day. You got some haze over here. There's actually a plane flying over the Freedom Tower right now.
All right, so on a clear day, you can see that perfectly, right?
You could feel like you can touch it. That's how in front of us it is.
Yeah.
And then you go down to the right, and that's the Brooklyn Bridge. You can't make it out, but that's the Brooklyn Bridge. It's way down that way. So right in front of us is the Freedom Tower in downtown Manhattan. That's uptown, downtown, and then Brooklyn is over there. That's the Brooklyn Bridge way back there. You can't really see it because it's a little cloudy. Is Skip still in here?
Yes.
Did he walk the Brooklyn Bridge? What bridge did he walk?
No,
16.
I walked the Manhattan because
Yeah, 50 said Manhattan.
I was on 16th between 5th and 6th, and I know we walked down 5th, and I think once we got down to like Canal, we hung a left a little, and then it was easier. I think at that point, people on that side were getting forced to the Manhattan Bridge, and people on the extreme west side were coming into the Brooklyn Bridge. But there were people walking over both. I was on the Manhattan Bridge though.
Skip, can I ask you what year did they build the fallout shelter in your high school? The Cold War era or before?
I believe it was a Cold War era shelter. That's what I always heard. It was Cold War era shelter. Yep.
That's what I figured.
Yep.
That must have been interesting going to a school like that. I thought you said 1754, but 18. No, that must have been interesting. That's 10 years before the Civil War.
Yeah, 1847. There was Jesuit institution, JROTC, so the whole military side of it. Shooting range and everything in the basement. We did drill. Any famous generals went there from any of school? Off the top of my head, the most famous person is Al Roca or Justice Scalia, Antonin Scalia.
Oh, Scalia, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are. I don't know off the top of my head, though, I'm sure there are, though. There were definitely a lot of military men, for sure. But I don't know about famous in that sense.
Gotcha. But yeah, they probably fought in every war you can think of, any military school, people graduate and going on. What do they go to West Point after that?
Mostly West Point, yeah, because it was Army ROTC. So that's the next logical move.
Is it sort of like my cousin went to Cornwall on the Hudson, the same one Donald Trump went to? Is that the same thing?
Yes, it's on the ROTC. So when I got to high school, it was an optional program. So it's the same thing. It wasn't mandatory for everyone that went to the high school. So if you went to the high school, you had the option to enroll into the ROTC, some of it, and you can partake. But it was mandatory, I think, up until about the 80s or so. And maybe like the Vietnam era, I think, is when they made a big stink and made it an optional program. But yes, very, very similar. But what I was going to say is I also, besides the West Point, my very, very good friend who ended up fighting in Afghanistan, he went to Hofstra, but just went to Hofstra's ROTC program. So he went into that as a pretty high-ranking, member. He graduated as an officer, so he went into the Army as an officer. So a lot of people just took that route because you knew you were guaranteed to join as an officer if you took that path in.
Yeah, it's a good path. It's a good way in. Yeah. Look, check this out. Just because I might lose you guys because I want to walk to another area. Before I do, under the Eagle is the names of the 60 people that we lost in this county alone right here. In our county, we lost 60 people.
Wow.
That's just in this concentrated area, Essex County, New Jersey, which is the North New Jersey area. For people that are not from the area, that's the North New Jersey area. It's not an enormous county, and we lost 60 people from here. These people right here on this book that is under the Eagle. I'm going to take you to one more area. I may lose you, but that's why I wanted to say that and get that into your show so that you guys have that. If I lose you, I hope you guys did enjoy this. I mean, it's
great.
You're not going to get any.
This was the best.
You're not going to get any. You're not going to get any closer to real than this right here.
This is beautiful.
This is basically it. Let me give you one more view of the fire department hat.
Yeah, I love that, man. Look at the hats.
And the police department hat.
God bless them firemen and policemen.
I just wanted to tell you about the lights. You see how they have the lights set up there?
Yeah.
This This will all light up, and that's
I know.
LED. You can't imagine how beautiful.
In
this is.
about
And that's
5 hours, that'll look beautiful with lights.
Yeah. 2 LED lights facing the eagle. Unbelievable. All right, so I'm walking to an area and I may lose you. If I do, I think we had a good little conversation, a good little show. Let me walk over here, one more spot, and then I will log off.
343, baby. Never forget. God bless them all. SBK. God bless them all.
Okay, I may lose you over here. If I do, we have another pillar from the Trade
Don't worry.
Center.
This is excellent. This is what the whole show is based on. So don't worry about it. Take your time.
So this is a footprint. This is basically more steel and concrete actually from there.
Look at that. I love. Look at that iron. I look at that iron, and I could just, I just see the iron worker putting them bolts in there in 1970. It's amazing. I lived through that. Those. Is that Tommy? I lived through that building's whole existence. The time they put it up to the time that building came down. So that's all I could see. You know, when I see them nuts and bolts, is that iron worker proudly putting that together for this country. It's just amazing. Amazing. I hope he comes back. This is great. This is great. Maybe he'll come back, Skipper. I love. You really know you want to get in the show. Great stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
It's a shame it's a little hazy out, because otherwise you should be able to see it perfectly from where he's at.
I know. Well, it's later into the day too. That's why.
I can definitely try to give you a view of downtown. I'm getting close to Staten Island now, so if the time works out, I'll definitely try to give you at least a shot of the skyline. You know, it's definitely apropos. You know what I mean?
Right. That's
Not to
okay.
mention the fact that, you know, if anyone that doesn't know, the One World Trade Center, which was built to, I hate saying it, but replace, if you want to say that, the new World Trade Center stands at 1,776 feet tall, and they did that on purpose to commemorate, 1776, the birth of the nation. But the new One World Trade Center is actually 1,776 feet tall, on purpose. And I adore that building now because that's the new symbol. Dindu, when I tell you, I used to love those buildings. I used to love those Twin Towers. You know how much I love New York City. I love the skyline. I love, just like, and
I know,
what was
Skipper.
there to love more than those Twin Towers? Those were my favorite. I used to make my parents drive me to, up Prospect Express or up Ocean Parkway so that we could see them. Just,
My papa. I used to tell my papa, we got the biggest buildings in the world. Dean Duyas used to tell me, Dean Duyas, 2 of the tallest buildings in the world we have. We were so proud of them as New Yorkers.
Yes. Yeah,
I mean that people don't, like I just said. I remember the construction of that, the talk of that, putting that 2 buildings up, how proud we were over the years and the stuff that happened. All the way down till 2024. And look where we're doing. We're doing a memorial for the buildings and the people. And it's just, like I said, I could imagine the iron worker putting them nuts and bolts in there. I mean, it's...
You could never forget the loss of life. Like, the loss of life is just... it's unspeakable. But
I mean,
when you go and you look at the material side of it, there's a lot there too, in terms of just like you said, just the skyline, the structure, the offices, what that meant. That was what was the name of it? It was named the World Trade Center. What was next door? The World Financial Center. That was the center of the universe. It is still the center of the universe, right there. Wall Street.
Money. Yup.
Capitalism, prosperity, freedom. That was it all, was right there. That was it. They knew exactly what they were doing. They could have hit any building in the country if they wanted to. They could have
Yep.
went and hit the Sears Tower. Sears Tower was taller, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Oh, it was close. Whatever.
Close. It's
Why-
close.
Why those? Why the two of them? Them along with the Pentagon, along with whatever you think the fourth one was going to be.
Right.
I think where the president lives makes the most sense, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows where that fourth plane was going? Because really, if you think about it as a military target, does it make much sense to hit the White House if you know that the president's not there? And again, they were hit. I don't know, but you can get into all of that on top of the immense loss of life. So it's just an unbelievable, and then studying, you could study the ramifications, like you said, but what afterwards? What was the city like afterwards? I personally don't remember as much, let me just say it, racism as some people like to put it, although there was definitely skepticism based on what we just saw happen in front of our eyes. Let's put it that way.
Right. Right.
I get.
Absolutely.
I took the subway for the next 4 years. We had 1 week off. It happened on a Tuesday. We had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. The weekend off. We went right back to school that next Monday.
Yep.
On the subway, over the Manhattan Bridge, with all different types of people around. Again, at that time, the city kind of felt real safe. It kind of felt like, well, if you step out of line, you don't want to do that now around here. You're just going to get locked up for anything. You spit on the floor, you're going to get locked up. Kind of had that feeling to it.
You got to remember, too, Skipper, after that, the heightened security, the ID, and everything went crazy. I mean, they locked down borders. That changed the face of time right there.
Even like what you said, remember when, and it's something I thought about when I started first going live, video recording places. There were a lot of places you were not allowed to video record. Where now, even still to this day, I feel weird, like in a tunnel or a bridge, like going over these bridges that I do every day. I don't know if I would have done that in 2003, 2004. If we had this technology and we were doing this, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be videotaping this right now.
I have the video. I showed it. I got to get it. The video of me in the tunnel. And the guy, you cannot video in the tunnel. And I'm like, okay, it was about 2004 when I was in New York when that happened.
Yeah. At that time, you were not going to go and just start video recording.
No.
That was like that was a big no-no. You don't want to get caught recording something. They were going to assume you were planning something. And it didn't matter what the hell you looked like. It really didn't. Obviously, we knew where this came from, but it didn't matter. If you were being suspicious, you were being suspicious. But I also had the thought of, what I used to think too, 23 years ago? What if at the same time, these people obviously put immense planning into this. What if at the same time, they were planting cells, babies, children, little families, starting from the ground up with their little ideology? What if at the same time they're doing that? And like in 30 years from now, we got a bunch of people in this country that aren't supposed to be here. Always crossed my mind. I don't know if it's crossed anyone else's mind.
You know what? I just stop. Okay. I was thinking, you know what? You're going to turn the show into Satan's playground in 2 seconds.
Oh, let me stop. Let me
The fucking guys with the straight coats will come. He's doing a memorial now. What's he doing? Him and the taxi driver on the other side of the screen. Oh, I can't. Oh,
yeah. What a day. What a day. Everything changed. Everything, security, politics.
Everything changed. Yeah.
Although I think I know, I have my finger on exactly when politics all changed. And I think it was a little after this. Because like MRE was saying, We rode a wave here.
Yes. I don't know. I'll tell you.
I think it was 2006. Not to change.
You could go 100 different places with this one, Skipper. You know, and like I said, I think about, you know, all of that. The guy who put the bolts together, this, you know, the families that keep this going, you know, all them stories, you know, the grandkids talking, Papa, you know, I wasn't born yet, but I've heard of all your legacy and your legend, you know, Daddy, you know, I was a kid. Oh, all that stuff. It's just, you know, you keep them memories alive.
Yeah, just like my daughter. She was, you know, she started learning about this in school, and she didn't know that I was right there. Basically, she had no clue, because it's not something, you know, I don't know when is the right time to bring that up. You know, that thing. Most of the kids don't really even know anything about it. The other generation, like we had the kid in my chat this morning. He was born in '97. I mean, I thought, you know, I know I'm young for the event. I'm surprised I remember it like it was yesterday. But think about those kids that they only know about it, just like I only know about the Berlin Wall falling through history and stuff like that, or the Cold War in general. I didn't witness the Cold War. I have no clue what the hell the Cold War was about.
Well, like I said, the first thing Daddy's told me, we got kamikaze. Where's that expression coming from? World War II, Pearl Harbor. I mean,
right.
You know, that still lingered heavy in my father's head. Okay, and then that, you know, it was like my father already knew what was going to happen after that.
You know, Thea, I don't know if you caught that at the end of my show. I was talking about how when we were in the biology lab and we were watching this on TV, obviously we were very young. My teacher was young, for, you know, he didn't realize, he just put the TV on. He was not supposed to do that. But we had an older woman that was in the classroom next door, and she came into the class and she saw it on TV and she just started hysterically crying. And like everyone else was kind of just in shock. Like we were all just in shock. You know, the younger teacher was kind of in shock. She was an older woman. May she rest in peace, because she actually passed away. But she just started crying, bawling. And looking back at it now, Tindu, I think it's because she knew, you know, we're going to war. We're sending our boys over to the Middle East. Thousands of our boys are going over there now. That's what this means right now. Besides the fact that people just right there.
Right. No, you know what? That's wisdom and experience, Skipper. Just like Dingle. Dingle could see something. I could tell you what's going to happen right after. Just like my father said it. You know, you got Pearl Harbor. Look out. They've already seen that. They've already know what's going to, you know, transpire. And it's going to one day maybe be forgotten. And you can never let it be forgotten. You know, that all comes from the old timers, because they've been through that already. You know, it's life's experiences. You know, sure, it was tragic. It was horrifying. But so was the Pearl Harbor. So was, you know, all the other tragedies. What are you going to do? It's the same thing. Just a different time. Just a different time. And back then, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have all this technology of talking, of being able to talk about things. So,
one thing that I know, being younger, that I did not understand the significance of, something that like my parents kept saying over and over again, and I didn't understand the significance of it, was that they hit us here. They got us here. Besides, you know, it's the first time since that, although that was not on the mainland, you know, they got us on the mainland. That I didn't understand that significance until I got older.
Right. You know, as soon as that happened, I knew. I says, yeah, okay. Don't tell me some plane flew into that, you know, said this is an accident. First things in my head, yo, this ain't no accident. I'll tell you. And I was exactly right. Exactly right that
Yep.
day.
Yeah, and if you listen to when we were listening today on the news reports, all the witnesses kept thinking it was a small plane. And I think that's just the people don't realize the how large the buildings were. They were basically like a block wide.
Well,
So even a huge jet, as big as it is gonna look small compared to it. Same thing with the Pentagon. I know that a lot of people have their doubts about it, let's just say, because of the size of the hole, but the Pentagon is massive, like huge. I think people think it's kind of just like it's maybe just like a square city block. Pentagon's massive. So like the hole it kind of makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. Like it wouldn't take out half the building. The building's like 3 miles wide. Well, maybe not that wide, but it's big. But
well, that's
yeah,
what
a lot of
everybody. The first thing in your head, that's what you want to think. As a human being, that day you're like, oh my God, a small plane. The plane hit oh my God, what an accident. You know, that's what a normal person's thinking. You know, oh my God, how tragic, a plane hit it. I hope everybody's going to be all right. You know, you're not thinking of what's about to transpire.
Right.
You know, like Dean said, no, this ain't no accident. Look out. And exactly what happened. You know, as a human, you're gonna think, you know, just like if you hear a boom, you go out front, outside that door, you're like, you know, was that a car backfiring or a lawnmower backfiring? Yeah, you know, right away you're putting the safe end to it. You know, you're not saying, no, it could have been a gunshot. No, it could have been an explosion. You know, you want to think positive at first. That's what I'm trying. You know, positive, yes, not negative.
Yeah, I mean, I think thinking, you know, helicopters. Can you get helicopters down that low? Like that was really kind of where the thought process was at that point.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Then,
You're like, you see somebody at the window, you see somebody on the roof. You're like, where's the fucking helicopters with the baskets?
Right.
Why aren't there 15 helicopters, 20 helicopters flying around trying to get these people out of here?
Yep.
That, I mean, people start thinking, you know, where's the safety nets? You know, where's the, you know, they're not thinking about how, first of all, those firemen got to get there. First of all, how they got to get the water going. First of all, you know, that positive thinking's always good. You know, like I said, it's always good. But the reality of it is, you know, it's positive thinking. That's all it is. It's good to have. You know, not knowing the outcome of something, not knowing what danger you're really in. Sometimes that helps somebody. So,
yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, those poor people by the window. There was no helicopter coming, Skipper. There's no safety nets. There was no, but, you know, then you had the poor guys and ladies jump.
The most disturbing video is the documentaries and the videos from the ground level when they're underneath the awning and you can hear the bodies falling around them. That is the most disturbing video of the whole event.
Stop! I can't. It sounded like watermelons falling. I stopped. Oh,
awful.
I just can't.
How hot was it in
there? Listen to me. We talk. Nobody in this world or right now could imagine how hot it was in there. You just can't. You just can't. Forget it. You'll never experience something like that in your life. So,
no.
And hope you never will.
Jeez.
It was melting iron, the heat. So imagine what it did to everything around it. It's like molten lava.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're going to disintegrate. You disintegrate. It is. It's something else. Well, what a great show today. I'll tell you, thanks to you, MRE. Tommy Stiggs brought us right to the tribute and the memorial.
Yeah, and if you give me about
Yeah,
4
keep
minutes,
going.
I can give you a skyline shot probably because we're
Go
on
right
Staten
ahead,
Island,
relax.
so I can probably get you just at least a view of the Tommy. Yeah, it's a shame. It is hazy. It's crazy how much the haze makes a difference. I say that all the time. The winter time, you usually
Yes.
get a clearer view in the colder weather. The warmer weather, even if it's not cloudy, a little haze comes over the skyline and it makes it harder to see.
Right.
So but we should be able to get a decent view from the bridge, though. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, I just think about all that stuff, man. The firemen, the policemen, the people that went, nobody that made it home. It just draws on your heart. Just draws on your heart. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go out to go to work, and you don't come back home. It's just terrible.
Yeah. I mean, my parents met in that building. My parents actually worked at one point in the same building that Vinnie Bracco worked at. He always mentions the World Financial Center working for Merrill Lynch.
Yes.
He mentions it. My parents worked for Merrill Lynch, also in the World Financial Center. My dad was a backroom operations trader, so he cleared the trades in the back room. My mother was, at that time when they called them secretaries, and that's where they met, and then they ended up moving over and working in the Twin Tower building, and so yeah, I mean the connection to that area is just insane. It really is.
Right.
But yeah, it's funny enough. I think my parents probably met Vinnie Bracco about like 50 years ago.
They probably knew him. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, there's your skyline. If you could see it again, I don't know how good this is going to be. I don't know if you could see it or not. When we get to the top of the crescendo,
that haze
hopefully.
is bad. Damn.
Let's see. I might have to take it out of its holder. You know what? Hold on.
Take your time.
Sorry about the noise.
Don't worry.
Skyline there. And look, I'll pan over to show you where we are. Coney Island is over there. So that there is your Coney Island.
Okay.
That's your skyline right there. And Jersey to the left.
Wow.
Let me
there
mute.
it is. Nice. That is nice. I'm zoning out with the I love driving over bridges.
All right. Hopefully you at least got a little view of that.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Good.
Grazie.
Let me just mute because it's gonna make a lot of noise putting this back in.
Go ahead. All right, Billy Curtis, and he's main man. Thank you for coming in, Bill. Have a great night, sir. Right, Gianni? Right. Well, we did our memorial, our show today, Gianni. We never forget over here. Never. And I'm so glad I did this show today. Thought it was a great show. And again, always needed to be talked about. So, what's this? Okay. Yeah, we got,
Yeah, I've been told.
Oh,
I've been told by many people that like when I can actually get the full story of the years, because I meant the years leading up to 9/11, and then exactly what happened on that day, and then the years leading after it. I'd love to put on paper, and I think it would actually be a better story if I actually formulated my thoughts and put everything kind of in time order and really got into it. I just gave you like how I just remember it, kind of like just on a whim. But
yeah.
especially the fact, like with whose house I went to, there's a whole story behind that. Like that's like why is it that they, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot there. But just in general, being in Manhattan, not that far away, it was just a ridiculous, unbelievable day. Like just unbelievably terrible day. That just put you into a terrible mood. I've been in a bad mood like all week. Today I'm in a bad mood. It's just nasty. It's just a nasty day. Just so much destruction, so much just senselessness.
I went out and got smashed. I went out and got hammered that night. Are you kidding me? Me and about my whole crew went out and got smashed that night. Yup, you're right. I mean, boy, did we do a lot of swearing that night. We got popped too. Oh, Gianni, please. A lot of swearing was being done that night. A lot of drinking was being done that night, too. No, Skipper spinning. There he is.
Am I back now?
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bad area. But Grumel and Co-Train, I want to. If I have the time, there's a lot that would go into that book, and this chapter would be maybe 2-3 chapters out of 15 that I could put onto paper.
Guy, me and Vito will sponsor the book and come out, we'll do it. Skippers, let's see, we'll get a good title for it. That's all.
Yeah, there's but here where I am right now is Bath Beach. I'm on the Bell Parkway, so right to the left of me is Bath Beach, and further to the left is Bensonhurst. So Bensonhurst is just on top of Bath Beach, basically.
Oh, I love that one thing. Bensonhurst. That one video. Oh, that's a great video.
He was the best guy around.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do it? Come on, hang on, Skipper. Let's give him. Hang on, Skipper. Now that Skipper's got to start, let's end the show with a good. Well, come on, where is it? In memory of JG. Are you kidding me? All the time. That's it.
Good idea, Co-Train. That's actually a very good idea. Although I like to write, as dorky as that sounds, as much as you're probably going to abuse me along with Todd Father a little bit for saying this. I actually enjoy writing, but that's a better idea if I wanted something like done professionally. But I wouldn't mind giving it a shot myself if I had the time for it.
Oh.
I was never much of a math person. My brain kind of works the other way.
Right.
I could write for days if I needed to.
Mine too. Like, what the fungu did I bring myself into here? Your videos. That's where I wanted to go. I'll tell you.
Gianni.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Yeah. It caught wind. It's caught wind on like other social media too, like on the Instagram pages. I've seen it in other places too. It's catching some life.
Go
hilarious.
abuse you.
It's
Go
just-
abuse your ass. You. Go abuse your ass.
Yeah, Todd Father. Yeah. You over there,
Todd Father.
Mr. Jokes.
Yeah. Where am
I like
I?
to run.
Oh,
I also
God.
wanted to be a weatherman when I was a young guy. I like the weather also. So you could abuse me and Dean at the same time, all right? And I like maps. I'm a map geek. I love maps. You put a map in front of me, I'll occupy myself hours. Big geek.
Map? Where the fuck did I go? Is it content maybe? How did I get in here? Give me a second, Skipper.
The buildings right here up to the right are the buildings that were developed by the father of the former president from New York. That gave him, I think it was 10 million or 1 million, not the 400 million that was claimed last night, but though that money originally came from these buildings right here on the right. These are the original Trump Towers, Trump buildings in Sheepshead Bay, Coney Island, Brighton Beach. This is where the father developed, right down here. Big condo buildings with nice terraces and views of the beach and the skyline. Something very, very unique we have over here, where if you have the right angle, you can actually have a skyline. Lincoln High School to the right. Stephon Marbury and Sebastian Telfair went there. Crossing over Ocean Parkway. To the left of us here is Gravesend, which Gravesend is basically nestled in between Bath Beach, Bensonhurst, and Sheepshead Bay. Because now you're already at Coney Island Avenue. And into here is Sheepshead Bay. To the right here would be Emmons Avenue.
No, it took
the
me
fishing
long
boats
enough
go
to
out.
find it. Let's play it for everybody real fast.
Yeah.
Murder. He was the best guy around. What about the people he murdered? Murder. The best guy around. What about the people he murdered? Murder. He was the best guy.
You got darn right, Coltrane. I found it. Tommy Stiggs. What a great job he did. Well, that was for Tommy. I never seen that fucking thing until he started saying that. Oh my God.
You never seen it before you started saying that?
I never seen that one documentary. Okay. You know, there's something we never see. And when he was doing it, I said, what the fuck is he talking? When they sent me the clip, you know, what it was for, I said, I never seen this one. Yep. And that's how that all transpired. Yep.
That is funny. Oh,
Mark
man.
Vigilio. Are you kidding me, Mark? Oh. The things they come up with on here, you know. Oh, I'll tell you, Skipper. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go on. Go cook. Do my thing, kiddo. Again, thank you so much for coming on today and helping me. And
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
I appreciate it, my man.
Appreciate
right.
you. Thank you, man. Keep in touch. And everyone in the chat. Oh, couldn't get to say hello to you all, but I seen you kind of caught you all the side of my eye. Hello to you all. Carmel, Coltrane, Nick M, all your regulars, all the pals. Thank you, sir. And I'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right, Skipper. God bless
right.
you. Love you. Goomba.
Okay.
Be good.
See you at the.
Yes. Great show. Great show. Deborah says it. What's a little murder? Huh? Tommy loves that, Tommy Markey. I had a play. Happy birthday to Nasty Son. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to your son. All right, 17. What I would do to be 17 again. I had Farrah Fawcett's poster up. What all we think about, right? That's all we think. But I had Mickey Mantle's poster. Joe, leave me alone. Go. Huh, nasty one. Mike F. Thank you, Mike F. That's all. Mike F., your compliments. That's all I need. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Oh. Shut up! Don't you have to go peel some bananas and pluck some fuck? The Odd Father. Go change your underwear. Nick, don't laugh at that jerk. Don't laugh at him. Don't laugh at them. If I have to say it one more time, the video was excellento. Grazie, Kumba. Fluffy Arnez. The video was beautiful. He's probably like this. Oh, fuck. I know it was blurry. The haze. Oh, my God. Dindu control. Oh, my. Why can't I do anything right? I couldn't get to think. That's what he's doing right now. Drives me crazy. He's probably worried about that. It came beautiful. Okay, great. Oh, and we lost MRE. Well, I don't know where MRE went. He fell, MRE. But that's okay. It was a great show. Just chilling like a mother villain. What are you doing? But what we're going to do, we're going to have a couple shows coming up. MRE is going to join me. We're going to do a whole recap on the movie The Fan with Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes, a couple other great actors and actresses. If you've never seen that movie, The Fan with Robert De Niro, check that movie out. It's not disappointing. It's about a sports fanatic freak who loves his sports. I'm not going to tell you no more, but we're going to recap it. There's so many funny scenes, crazy scenes in this movie. So nobody better to do it than MRE and Tindu, recap this movie. We're going to do that, and then we're going to have a talk with the New York Yankees. We're going to do a nice New York Yankees history. And everybody that wants to come on for that show, you could jump right on for the Yankee show, add to the history. Good memories. That's all I have, are great memories of the New York Yankees. MRE had a show this morning. It was a great show. We talked about the Yankees, a little bit of history there. Got me right out of my funk for the morning. It was good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, just chilling. The Fan. It was about baseball. It's actually about Bobby Bonilla's life. Like something about him and his career when he went to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gianni, you'll enjoy it, Gianni. That was a crazy movie, The Fan. Crazy ain't the word. You know us wackos love that kind of stuff too. Are you kidding me? Do you care now, Bobby? Bobby, do you care now, Bobby? He was a psychopath. Now you care, Bobby. Huh? Gil Renard. Gil Renard. The guy had not one social skill to handle under pressure. Nothing. Just a complete time bomb. Gil Renard. That's it. He'd stab you. He'd stab your car. That's all. I love yous. God bless yous. I hope yous enjoyed Dindo and Vito, the Pitbull, signing out. Be safe. Love yous. Don't leave the house. Watch TV. And you won't get in any trouble.